Randy Pitchford's Borderlands 4 Mega Meltdown Ultra Crash Out is so devastating. The sales are so poor and the refunds are so high that even at the paid YouTube, always the game is good, 10 out of 10, you should buy this, reviewers can no longer deny reality. We are truly living in a new era.
This is peak entertainment right here. In fact, for many of you, this will be more entertaining than anything Borderlands 4 could offer you. Like, imagine
I've been here literally entertained like at least a week straight from Borderlands. Been covering it every single day because every day it gets worse.
me sitting here in this chair. It was like midnight. I had Breach playing, the new 21 Pilots album, just jamming out to that. I had a little seltzer in front of me, and I was scrolling Randy Pitchford's Twitter account.
What's a seltzer?
It was a thing of beauty, just going through this all. I mean, this is a historic crash out, and it's equal parts unsurprising, but also unbelievable. Yes, Randy has a tendency to come out and basically ruin the things that he loves by constantly going to war with his fans.
This is not entirely true. I already covered this yesterday. Yes, Randy does have an autistic tendency to spaz out extremely hard when things are going poorly. But only when things are going poorly. And with Borderlands 4, things are definitely going poorly. Also, it doesn't help to tell everyone, well, if you don't like it, you should refund it, and then absolutely crash out about the fact that people are taking your advice and refunding the game. You need to understand, if everything was happening good with Borderlands, this would not be happening. If a person plays Borderlands for 15 minutes and then stops, that's money in Randy's pocket right there. That's future wealth for his family if he hopefully maybe has one, who knows. But when someone plays for 15 minutes and refunds, that your money's gone, baby. Your money's gone. Oh boy, it's not looking good now, is it then? Yes, and this is why Randy is crashing out this hot, because the refunds are skyrocketing.
That's undeniable. It's happened with everything from the movie to Borderlands.
And I think refunds in general have a Streisand effect attached to them. The more people talk about refunding, the more people actually refund. If you can't play the game and it's stuttery and it's bad and it's this and that, I mean, refund it. There's nothing wrong with it. Never let anyone shame you into believing, oh, I shouldn't refund the game. You should. You definitely should.
3 to Borderlands 5. It's just been constant for years, going back to Aliens, Colonial Marines. Just that constant, rehashed path of destruction. Time is a flat circle with this man. At the same time, given how well Borderlands 4 is doing, in spite of all of this, and how much better it could be doing if you continue to sow goodwill, which in a lot of ways the business practices of Borderlands 4 beyond the extremely high-priced versions of the game kind of does. This could easily...
Imagine if this game was $90 as initially. Imagine if it was $100.
Become a live service type of game, but the fact that it stayed single-player campaign shooter has been admirable in the face of the industry transforming so much. No doubt there have been...
Bro, I literally stuttered in that footage. That ain't good.
Talks. So it's just unbelievable that with these opportunities to not only defy the odds of Borderlands 4, but create some goodwill with your audience and show some gratitude, that it's been anything but that. And worse yet, as we'll go through with these headlines and these tweets, the things that...
By the way, I completely don't understand his point. Yeah, the campaign is going to be single-player. What do you think? That they're going to make a multiplayer campaign? Like, what the hell is that even... How do you even come to that conclusion? Like, a multiplayer campaign where you're forced to play with other people? Is that the thought here? No, that sounds insane.
Andy saying, as someone who is the top of Gearbox, is now flying in the face of what his own team is doing. When you're arguing with your fans about the performance of the game, effectively saying you're the problem, or hey, go refund the game, but yet your team is announcing patch notes on the website that are effectively saying,
Man, this sounds like the typical negativity I get in my videos from people. No, you're the problem. So what that the game stutters? I can enjoy it anyway. Why are you talking about all the problems the game has? Yes, there are a lot of them, but you shouldn't talk about them. Oh boy, good luck in the future. McDonald's is gonna be a challenge.
hey, we're working on PC stability. Like, that's the headline of the new patch coming out. When we see these things, it just shows a grand...
Well, I'm pretty sure you can just turn off fog and it's gonna be alright, but there's a turn off fog option. There isn't one. Oh, Randy.
level of sensitivity about your creative project, which is understandable. But my God, dude, you are smothering the news cycle around the very thing you care about, and in turn, ruining it. And I got a lot to say about this one. But before I do, a quick word from today's sponsor. Throne and Liberty is back with its biggest update.
Throne and Liberty? Holy, a new update? Oh, I'm gonna actually check that out. Very cool.
Today's video. This is all the more interesting to me because Take-Two boss Strauss Zelnick, who has published Borderlands since the very beginning, recently spoke about Randy at the beginning of August when asked about him and said he can be controversial at times, sometimes intentionally and unintentionally, but I still love him to death. And given this recent...
My boss is neurodivergent, aka autistic, and you know, that's just how it is, but I want to keep my job. The headline.
Crash out. I really got to wonder if you love him or you love the money that he makes you, because this dude is a walking PR nightmare. And I guess credit to the Borderlands series to still keep trucking on in spite of this all, because I feel with the way the quality of the series, in my opinion, diminished in many ways, and then having this dude freaking out on Twitter, you'd think that Borderlands would just be a completely dead franchise by this point with the way the internet can move. But no, Borderlands...
No, there's no other shooter like Borderlands. The reality is when Borderlands is on a 90% discount, I'm probably snagging it. I mean, what else? What? No one has answered the question. If you know, leave in the comments. But what exactly is that looter shooter except Borderlands that you're supposed to play? Destiny 2? Hell no, I'm not paying $20 for a shade of blue. That's outrageous. So yeah, you don't have really another chance then to buy Borderlands, but it doesn't even work. So we're all just here sitting waiting for the 80% discount. It's gonna happen. Now granted, for Christmas I think there's gonna probably be a 40% discount. I actually wonder how Steam's contracts work in this case. Because, if you don't know, in retail, when, you know, your big local supermarket chain has, for example, a discount on Coca-Cola, the supermarket actually needs to, the supermarket doesn't necessarily need to pay the discount difference. It's the Coca-Cola company actually paying them full price for every sale. But, you know, you just get it as a person for a discount. I wonder if there's a discount on Steam. How does that exactly work? Does Steam still get the 30% cut from the full price? From the new price? Do they... Well, how does this exactly work? Because it's probably not as a normal retail store. But anyway, boys, remember... Like the video, it helps out a lot. It only takes you 2 seconds. And if you think it's important what we talk about here, that more people understand the true situation of things, and especially the Borderlands 4 situation, then like the video. I can guarantee you more people are gonna see this and talk about it if you just do something as simple as that. Thank you. I love you.
This is a behemoth, and I didn't even know this because of these headlines. There's a whole ass roadmap for Borderlands 4. Did you know we're getting a new vault?
Ooh, I have not seen this, but yeah, obviously we knew that there's leaks about this before the game even released. It was the same silhouette even. Okay, so what do we have here? Roadmaps are used by 2 kinds of games. Really good ones like Lost Ark to make people hyped for their shit, and really bad ones like, well, World of Warcraft, I guess, and Diablo 4 and everything Blizzard. So what do we have here? We have this. No idea what that is. It's the launch. Okay, it was the launch. Very cool. Free content. Horrors of Kairos. Okay. Season mini event. No one cares. Wow. Bounty pack. New missions, new boss, and a new boss. One singular boss, boys. Are you excited? I am definitely not. New legendary gear. Wow. Very cool. Vault card with no idea what that is. Vault Hunter style. Wow. Cosmetics. No one cares. One Echo 4 drones. An Echo 4 drone skin, guys. That's really good. There's probably someone unironically drooling like this. And by the way, so free content is free content. This is paid. Oh my god! Nickel and diming. They're nickeling and diming everyone. If you like this shit, you're gonna get nickel and dimed. It's gonna be great. Woo! Oh, it puts a smile on my face.
Hunter early next year. Like, I'm really excited.
Listen, I'm not even gonna read any else of this. The fact that they're nickeling and diming you for effectively one boss for probably $40. Dude, that's your own fault for buying a Grandy Pitchford marketed game.
About that, because Borderlands 4 out of the package, like many Borderlands games, feels so replayable. So many ways to play, but also just so fun. And to know we're getting another Vault Hunter, kind of like we did with Borderlands 2, where they just kept dropping new Vault Hunters, was really exciting. Getting new story DLC, like all the Borderlands games get, is great. So I know there's been a lot of setup here, but I just had to tee up the three-peat for y'all, because I know we're going to do our Borderlands 4 Final Verdict video, probably getting moved to early-ish next week, because I still have some work to do on Borderlands 4, but I wanted to kind of wrap up the Randy coverage so that when I talked about Borderlands 4 as a game, it's not like, hey, Randy said this, Randy did this, Randy did that. It's about just the game itself, and I can make sure this has been adequately talked about and made sure that you are aware of it as the customer if you're not already. So if you're new here and you're into what's going on with video games, consider subscribing. Again, check out our Trails in the Sky remake review over on Retro Rebound if you're looking for something a little bit more, I would define it as uplifting. Very, very awesome game. Okay, so we covered this part of the tweet already in our last Borderlands 4 video. Randy Pitchford saying that every PC gamer must accept the reality of the relationship between the hardware and the software they're running. Well, Notch, creator of Minecraft, had some thoughts on this, and he put it very bluntly, be a man, dude. Getting personal in these streets. Okay, Randy's response.
Damn, the billionaire scalding your poor ass, Randy. Damn.
Every man must accept the reality of the relationship between their gender and what the software they are running is doing. Masculinity is a shader option. Try turning it off if you'd like to tune your own performance.
God damn, he just needed to go full soy.
You know, where are the words? Like, I'm sorry, I had to open with that one. Okay, let's actually focus on the performance side of things, the actual video game side of things, because I don't want to cut personally. So Randy is talking with a fan about the PC performance, and instead of reading the entire text wall here, let's just focus on the opening sentences, which you can do whatever you want. The game is the game. Please get a refund from Steam if you aren't happy with it. Look, this is one of those things where, again, as he starts to break down here, you're expecting me to put the engine of a Ferrari in a monster truck, and he's arguing and defending his game, saying it's awesome, it's designed to be a fine experience at 30 FPS and feel great at 60.
The 30 FPS thing is just because of consoles, and the funny part is even consoles can't actually run 30 FPS, and they brick pretty hard, obviously.
A little bit reminiscent of what happened with Avowed, where the art director of that game, when myself and Cog were interviewing him, said it's a 30 frames per second game, and that doesn't really matter.
Bro, the art director literally went on a tirade talking about, oh yeah, I get to piss off Elon Musk. I'm so happy. My game is an absolute tremendous failure. No one likes my art because it all looks extremely lame and gay. Ah, the tragedy. The Borderlands 4 is just lame and gay, is it not? Honestly, at the end of the day, the story, the character designs, the everything.
For our style of game, there is this fundamental belief, philosophy in the games industry for some creatives, it seems, that these frames don't matter given your genre. But I don't know how, even when you're a PvE game, and you're a first-person shooter that's 60 frames doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, of course, the headline from this became Randy tells you to get a refund. And I just think, again,
Based gamers, boys, once again, pat yourselves on the backs. We are there. You gotta love it. You gotta love the refunds.
of the team. You know, I look at them all and they're probably just like, oh my God, dude. Like, Randy says himself on his Twitter account, we've spent 6 years on this thing. That's commendable. It's a very long time. And I think you can feel that in a lot of ways. A lot of work went into this one, and it's great. So why are you spoiling 6 years of effort on Twitter beef? Like, I know people can argue Twitter's not real life, but then we have to think about it on a
Twitter is real life. No one can convince me otherwise.
personal level of like, bro, this thing you care about so much, you're obsessing over people's responses on Twitter and ruining this big moment for yourself by battling them, to the point where now he's sarcastically offering help tuning with personal specifications, arguing that Battlefield 6 should prioritize FPS more than Borderlands 4, or when the comparison
Who cares? Oh, my game is bad, but what about Battlefield 6? No one cares. Leave that to Call of Duty to take care of.
came up with Cyberpunk, he also fought back on that one, saying, well, it's 5 years old and it's focusing on different things, to the point where now he's once again battling Paul Tassi, as I've covered in the past, where Paul did mention that Randy's doing personal tech support and recommending 4-time frame gem for a 5080 and telling them to turn off fog, which is not an option in the game, to which Randy says, oops, you
The fog is great.
are correct. The bottom setting for fog is low, not off. The mistake was innocent and there's a story behind it, but I think it is more fun for you to skewer me over it. And so this is where I think a lot of people
Hey, it definitely is, honestly, and that's a good thing.
are losing it with Randy and Borderlands 4 in turn, because it's becoming this thing of like, well, I'm the victim now. It's like, no, dude, you're going after your own audience content.
Actually, speaking about a victimhood, Borderlands for Steam DB. Let's check how the player numbers are existing here, okay? And okay, I'm not gonna show it to you, but yeah, 4 days and we have a 33% player drop. That is not boding super well. That's not gonna be a lot of sales for your $50 battle pass slop, Randy. Ooh boy.
Constantly, you don't become the victim that way. That's not how it works. And as you can see with what I lined up here, just a ton of tweets indicating, hey, this is working fine, this is working as intended. But meanwhile, I mean, I can at least speak from my own experience. Borderlands 4 has crashed a pretty decent amount. I saw a good term for it. The Unreal Engine 5 tax is real. And so you look at the changelog for the newly announced
So is the Concord tax, baby.
patch for Borderlands 4. And these are the leading changes for the game. And the first one on the list is stability. Addressed crashes tied to animation states, audio, and collision checks. Addressed various GPU-related.
So they're doing this, but the reality is this doesn't really matter. Around the time when they fix this, a lot of people will have left. And 2, most importantly, no one's believing these fixes. 3, they're not fast enough. 4, they're not big enough. So them actually changing this, most people are not going to feel it. Most people are not going to read it. The situation does not change enough for this to actually have an impact. Honestly, adding a new legendary would have more impact than stability fixes at this point.
Crashes. And the important thing to remember in this conversation, which I have to admit eluded me in the first time I talked about Borderlands 4, they moved the date up. Remember that? I forgot it quickly, but they moved the release date up, and immediately I went, that doesn't happen often at all. They must be really confident in it. Well, before launch, Randy was saying that PS5 and Series X are buttery smooth. Series S is good too. It's like, okay, great. Sounds good. What's the word on the street?
The word on the street is surprise, surprise. Randy lied once again. Wow. Man, I need to put money on this, okay? This is just free money right there on the thing.
After the game has come out on consoles, well, people are having bad performance issues on PS5 Pro, and Randy says it's a known issue of performance dropping on PS5 Pro after several hours of continuous play. Workaround until we patch is quitting the game and restarting. So, not buttery smooth. People are having issues just generally speaking on consoles, but now we have to shut the game
Oh no! Who would have expected console sucking D? Oh no! Who could have done that? I mean, everyone with a brain, yeah.
off and restart it, which is not.
And before that, one person who has already commented the game's performing amazingly on my PlayStation gets mad at me.
Unique to Borderlands. There have been games in the past that have become worse in the terms of frame rate the longer they're on. I believe there were some From Software games that had that issue. So it's not brand new to us. But again, we're hearing one thing and a different thing is happening here. You see the consistency here is the foot in the mouth. I don't think it's a problem when a CEO of a big company is very accessible to their audience. I think that conversation can be productive. I think it's important.
I mean, as long as it's not Randy, I actually agree. But the moment it's Randy, you know shit's going down, boy.
To be on that same level with your audience, because you can't get too Hollywood for them. You can't act like you're too big to fail, because then they'll ensure that you fail. They'll do everything they can to make sure that you fail. The internet is like that. It remains undefeated. So to me, the biggest indication of there being a problem here is when you are fighting your audience about performance and stability related issues on PC, and then your patch notes lead with stability fixes. So deep down, unless you're not there talking about what to fix with this roadmap, you know, your team seems to be well aware of what the problem is with Borderlands 4, which people haven't even really gotten a chance to, I think, have a broader conversation on what's wrong with the game itself. Like, is the open world a good transition point? Was it worth some of the sacrifice of the general, I guess, layout of the...
These animations do not look smooth at all, by the way, for some of these guns.
The world being less varied. Like, we haven't really gotten to the nooks and crannies of that conversation, because it keeps coming back to, like, well, we want the game to run well. We want it to run better. My 5090 should be having no problem running this game. I'm well above the recommended specs. It's like, oh, well, it's you. Just refund the game then. Or, well, it's you. Restart the game. Quit the game. But there's no problem. But yet there is, because the patch notes indicate it. It reminds me a lot of Deathloop. I remember when I reviewed this game, people were not pleased with it, but it was one of those moments. I was on an island when I dropped my review. Everyone had 9s or 10s for the game. I was one of the people who said I found the game really disappointing. One of the things I called out in the game that I found very disappointing was how the AI for the NPCs were. They were incredibly stupid. Now, there were mostly reviewers, not Arcane, arguing that...
By the way, this is so true for so many things. Turns out, GTA 2's AI was, like, amazing. Like, we're done ironically living in a world where GTA 1, 2, 3, and all the rest of GTA games that came out literally 25 years ago, plus at this point, I guess, have better AI reactions than modern day games. Like, how the hell is that even possible? Like, how? Aren't we, like, moving extremely backwards with that?
The AI was fine, and in some cases there were some arguing they were intentionally dumb. I never really understood that, but a lot of people lined up to defend Deathloop in a way that I still don't fully comprehend. And not just because I was isolated. I mean, I've been reviewing games for a long time, and while it sucks when you're on that island, it's just sometimes the way it goes. But then the first patch for Deathloop hits, and one of the primary targets was fixing...
Yeah, everyone knows. Well, Randy Pitchford is a liar at the end of the day, we all know that. And it's hilarious. I personally am enjoying myself a lot with not playing Borderlands 4. Again, 90% off. Or maybe we pirate. Who knows? That's a joke, YouTube and Randy. Okay, don't come after me. You know I'm joking. You know I wouldn't even do that with your shitty slop. Anyway, that was Mr. Matty Plays 10 out of 10. Bye.